After the grind comes the grind.
I wanted to get into this whole Michael Jackson thing, but not because I did not even know that there was a special that was coming out or has already come out about Michael Jackson. I had no idea of that until Deanie mentioned that to me.
I didn't know that either. I didn't know either because I'm not a Michael Jackson fan, never have been.
Whoa.
What?
Why is that? No, I mean, I'm curious on why that is. What's up with that there?
I just never thought it was great like that. It just never sparked me like that.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Yeah, that's silly.
He never sparked me like that.
I said even gangsters got in their socks in the kitchen and did the moonwalk.
Okay.
You don't have one song? You don't have anything
that I loved about Michael Jackson?
Is there a piece of music?
I mean, there are songs I know of. Man in the Mirror, Black and White, stuff from when he was in the Jackson 5, you know what? Butterfly. But I mean,
you need to go back and listen to some albums.
But what I'm saying is, if I never listened, like if it never like sparked me, everybody loves Michael Jackson. So if it never sparked me to listen, I mean, he ain't that man for me.
This is amazing. I'm going to take that back. It's possible. It's possible. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say. I think this is my first time ever hearing this, so it's interesting.
Never heard it.
But it's possible.
Have you ever heard me play a Michael Jackson record? Have you ever heard me talk about Michael Jackson? Like, nothing Michael Jackson ever did was like that great to me. That's just my opinion. I mean, but I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying he's not great. He just never like aroused me.
Incredible.
I mean, I guess I can say the same about Prince, so I don't,
And see, I like Prince.
Y'all killing me, man. Y'all killing me.
I like Prince. So
yeah, I guess, I can see what you're saying. I can say the same about Prince.
Man, I was trying to be reasonable. Then you dumped the Prince on me. What's wrong with you two, man? What is up?
You like Prince or you don't like Prince?
You understand that we were making a music example.
I understand that. But both of those artists, man, I love both of those artists.
I like Prince. I ain't say I don't like Michael Jackson. But he's never like made me feel any kind of way. Like, oh, I gotta go listen to this Michael Jackson song. Sometimes if he comes on the radio, I may turn it. Like,
whoa! Wait a minute. Sometimes when he comes on the radio, you would turn it.
I'm out.
that almost sounds like not that. I mean, you could say. Maybe.
Why is that so weird? I can't believe y'all.
Why would you purposely turn the? That sounds more like.
Michael Jackson is not all that to me.
So let's say you really don't like his sound. You really don't like his music like that. Is that fair to say? Since you're going to turn the station anyway.
Y'all take this personal, aren't you?
I ain't taking it. I'm just asking. I'm just wondering because you said if his song comes on, you may change the channel. So, I mean, it got to be something, wow.
Don't move me like that.
I'll say his later music. I wasn't into his more modern music, everything that came. Like, for example, his last album, I wasn't into his last album like that.
Nah.
That went for me.
I went into that.
Is that the album with Butterfly? Because I like Butterfly.
No, that was This Is It. That was his last album.
No.
Did he finish This Is It?
No.
This is a super fan. He probably would have fell out too at one of the concerts. That's a super fan. I don't know Michael Jackson's albums. The hell?
I think there was an album before that.
Oh, man.
I think there was an album before This Is It, right? It has to be. I think This Is It was based on.
That was supposed to be the last album. If it came out, I don't know.
Okay. Oh man.
I think I may have been
it was
19
it was Invincible.
I may have been 19 or 20 when Michael Jackson died. And like I said, never been a huge Michael Jackson fan. So just like, okay, Michael Jackson is dead. I was living in my apartment and a friend of a friend came up, and this person was literally in tears. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm all frantic, like, what's going on? And they're like, Michael Jackson is dead. And I'm just like, are you kidding? I mean, so what? Like, who cares or whatever? But I mean, like, I guess maybe again, because I never was a Michael Jackson fan. And I won't say anything about his music career. I mean, you know, people find him to be great and all, but he never moved me. Never.
Yeah, and by the way, Butterflies was on his last album, Invincible. So that was the new wave of Michael Jackson music.
And that's the only song that I can say I really liked. The rest of them, I was just like, okay, cool, whatever.
I ain't gonna lie, like that kind of, you know, not that it's a big deal. It's not a big deal. It kind of threw me a little bit left. But
I can't believe that you've never heard that from anybody. Like, so Michael Jackson is loved by everyone.
I haven't heard
so
that.
Michael Jackson is loved by everyone? I didn't know that.
He's been hated, but not for his music. I've heard, even from overseas, there's some people I know, and that's before they even really knew the story. There's people that think that Michael Jackson is there's people that, pedophile. Yeah, people that think that about Michael Jackson. So, there's some people that hate him for that, although they don't really know the full story. They don't know the truth. But anyway, there's some people that hate him for that, but I haven't heard of people that hate him, that don't like his music. I just put like that doesn't like his music.
Never heard that. I never heard that. And
I'm not saying like, oh, that's a trash song. I'm just saying that it doesn't really it don't spark me.
But I did say I could see what you're saying, because I felt the same about Prince. So yeah, I can understand.
It's wild. It's wild. I don't know.
This is wild.
So
you think it's wild?
I guess. I mean,
I just can't stand Prince. All this. What is that? I don't, man.
And Michael Jackson do
all this
similar stuff. So what's going on?
It sounded better.
Whoa!
It sounded better.
It sounded better. Okay.
Okay, really.
I think the both of
you. Yeah, it went with his lyrics, man. It just Mike just knew how to do it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But
Mike is considered the king of pop, man. Prince is just in the conversation.
Oh my goodness.
That's that BS right there. That's that BS, man.
Yeah.
But
shots fired.
Mike, king of pop.
Shots fired.
I'm gonna just say this. I think the both of y'all need to watch this video with James Brown, Michael Jackson, and Prince. They are all on stage at one time, and it's crazy. That's iconic.
Was it a
it is. It's legendary.
Something?
No, it's not. This is way before. This was during James Brown's time, and Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he was sort of, I think it was Michael Jackson and Prince's, like, they were shining at that time. But James Brown, they were in the audience, and James Brown brought him up on stage.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Michael Jackson Brown.
Any Michael Jackson fan, don't come for me, because I did not say I don't like Michael Jackson. Don't come for me. I'm just saying his music never moved
you sound
like that. Huh?
You saw the girl for Everyday Struggle.
What?
You had to see it, man.
Okay.
Everyday Struggle.
Okay.
That might have been sarcastic. I don't know. I ain't,
Yeah, it's a little sarcasm.
But yeah, well, let me ask this. Since it's going to be hard now, especially the two of y'all, like, you're not into Michael Jackson. All right. Let me ask this, though, to both of y'all. Do you all believe that Michael Jackson did a bunch of plastic surgery?
Nah, he ain't mess with no little boys, man. Oh, I thought you somebody no little boy.
Man. Yo, man, chill, brother. Did he do a bunch of work to himself to change his appearance because some people say he wanted to be quote unquote white? Do you all believe that? You all think he wanted to be white?
I hate to even answer that question because there's too many Michael Jackson super fans out there. I kind of feel like yes. I kind of feel like yes.
So y'all really believe? What gave you all this indication that?
Because he could have he tried to be Hispanic.
Okay, this dude, man.
He went to pale white. He was like.
So, if you wasn't going for white, why would you do the nose job and make your nose pointy like that? We all know that's not a black nose.
I think that came with age, though. Let's see.
Your nose, no, sir. Your nose.
No, I think the plastic surgery, the effects of the plastic surgery started to show, and that just was one of the things that happened. Just like, not to get off subject, Sammy Sosa, you know, he was black as hell, now he white as hell. Like, you know, it just, well, nah, that ain't a good example.
Sammy Sosa is far from a good example. That mug.
Yeah.
Is,
okay, I'm saying, like, are you saying his nose did that with age, or?
Yeah, I think that part age had something to do with that. Because
so you don't think he had a nose job?
He had a nose job, but I'm saying, like, it looked worse as he got older. But
so the original question was, do you think he changed his features to make himself look white? And I said yes. And one reason I felt that way is because he had a nose job and he made his nose pointy.
Yeah, but it got extra point like Pinocchio as when he got older.
I ain't talking about extra point. I'm just talking about pointy in general. We all know as a black person, your nose is not pointy. Your nose is wide and fairly large. So to make your nose
was it necessarily pointy, or was it a jack-o'-lantern nose?
What?
Because it looked like a hole. It looked like a hole with two holes in it.
It looks like a hole with two holes in it. I don't even understand.
It looked like a jack. Yeah, it looked like
a hole with two holes in it.
It was shaped in a triangular form with two holes in it.
How many black people do you know with a triangle-shaped nose? They usually have bell pepper-shaped nose. So nevertheless, the question was, do you feel like he changed his features to look white? The answer, in my opinion, is yes.
How about you?
He had an afro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he did. He did, man.
Okay.
And that's also coming from a guy that loves Michael Jackson. So, I mean, it's nothing against Michael Jackson, but I mean, the question, I think he did. Even these children that are supposedly biologically his, I don't see black features anywhere, but, you know.
Okay.
Pear's fine now. I mean, Pear looking good now. She old enough to call it. Okay, she old enough too. I mean, you know. Yeah, she ain't. Okay. Nah, I ain't R. Kelly.
Okay. But, my bad.
Wait a minute.
Okay, but
she old enough to cross. Yeah.
Let me talk about the nose for a moment. Do you all know that there are people in the Jackson family that actually has this nose? And they went got the nose job.
Right.
Yeah, I do know that several other people went and got this nose job in the family. And why?
Joe didn't have it.
What?
There's a saying. There's a saying that people hated the nose. I don't know how true that was, but there's also talk that there's talk that would get teased for their big nose or whatever. That was one thing that was said about Michael Jackson. And they
joined the community.
And they felt like that's why he changed his nose. In the case of him whitening out, what do you all think that happened? How do you all think he got that color?
I don't know.
How did he get to be that right? I mean, they said it was bleaching, but I don't know either. I don't know.
All right. Let me tell you what was happening to him as he was going through his transitions from, I would say, bad, I think. It probably started before bad or whatever. But anyway, there is a reason, for example, he wore the outfits that he wore because
what they called it? Vitiligo?
He had a skin disease, yes. He had a skin disease that was blotching his skin. And it
supposedly. I heard about that later in life. I mean, years ago, nobody ever mentioned that. And Michael Jackson being the superstar that he was, why didn't he talk about that to make that something that was acceptable and something he didn't have to be ashamed of?
But that's a whole other point as well. Like, that's the thing that I don't think people understand when someone has something they feel is not normal that happens to them and they really don't know what to do, I don't think that they're just going to outright come out and talk about it like that, especially at the time where they started calling him Wacko Jacko, and I know for other various reasons too. But he actually did come out and talk about that before his death, to be honest. So he did talk about that. But you can find pictures of his skin blotches. His hand and wrist was having skin blotches, and that's why he got the glove.
Wore the glove.
Yeah, the glove was to cover that up. And he had various outfits that you see where the neck is. So he was covering a lot of that up as much as he could. But eventually, the blotches took over. So I'm quite sure he did something to hide that. Now, whether it's bleaching or something, I can't answer. I don't know. He put on some makeup, that's for sure. So,
damn, man. Yeah, I'm starting to get a little sad, man.
Yeah, because the thing is, I got to give Michael Jackson props for that, for something, though, because there's a lot of celebrities, a lot of people that may suicide, you know. They probably can live with what Michael Jackson's going through. And you got to see that Michael Jackson is this big pop artist, the biggest pop artist on earth at his time.
Yeah.
To be able to manage that and put up with all of that. So,
right.
Which is true. We definitely live in a different time in these days. And now it's kind of like opened to where if something's going on, to talk about it. And that makes me think of another scenario with Toni Braxton, how she says it was so frowned upon for her to tell people she was sick. And, you know, they just talked about powering through. Like, that was what you did as a celebrity. You're perfect. You never talk about being sick. You don't get pregnant as a woman. You know, you just power through. So I can understand where you're coming from with that.
It's a thing that I hope over time kind of gets removed about this whole thing about Michael just wanting to be white rather than Michael Jackson trying to find a way to cope with his issue, something that he can't help, something that he didn't ask for.
Hey.
Yeah.
You're speaking from a fan's point of view, because we still got to talk about that nose.
I think we did talk about the nose. The nose, you know, that's the whole thing. So, but anyway.
Yeah. Started thinking about Michael Jackson's childhood, man. You know, I don't know, he felt like
reason why he wanted to escape that nose.
You know, I don't think that they were probably practicing so much, man. He probably didn't have a childhood, man. And
that's another
maybe
thing.
If he did have an issue going on, he felt like he felt maybe he couldn't go to none of his parents or his brothers them and talk about it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
That's another thing. He didn't have a childhood at all. He was always forced to do his music. That's what they had him doing. And he didn't have any of that. And that's why when he got older, he tried to get into what was, I guess, what he never experienced as a child.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't necessarily see him as a child molester either.
Yeah, I think he loves kids, man, but not in that way. But, you know.
Okay.
And then he, had the whole Neverland Ranch and everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's trying to have some of the fun he didn't have growing up, man.
True.
And so speaking of that, I think Nora was already touching on it. Do you all think he was a pedophile, or do you all think he did anything to these kids? This so-called thing that's being talked about. Do you all think that that's true?
I don't think he touched a woman or a man or anything.
Nah, I don't think so, man.
No, I don't think so.
And it's sad because after his death, even though I think some of it was known before.
And that's another sad, that's another sad thing, man.
Kid came out and said that his father made him do that, made him say these things and go into that whole little thing about Michael Jackson because basically they were trying to get paid.
They were trying to get paid, and kind of goes back to some of these other things in which I may sound crazy. You can't become too great and start thinking that you're going to become bigger than the industry, bigger than the business, because they do everything they can to rip you down. And if that requires me paying a family to come and say that you molested the child, then hey, so be it.
Yeah, I think, it's sad to me because I don't think he did it. Plus, being that Michael wasn't like somebody that talked was very open. He may have had some feelings about that. He may have been hurt by that, and who knows, because he didn't talk a lot publicly. That's kind of sad, man.
And it can also...
Yeah, that gotta be hurtful though. You know what I'm saying? To any human being, like, have compassion, genuine compassion for children, and then somebody accuse you of like doing something to somebody's child, man. That gotta be kind of like, could be devastating.
Yeah, a lot of unfortunate situations happen with old Mike, man, and it's just because. Yeah, I mean, it was all just piled on. It was all piled on from the tabloids to everything. It was just all piled on. It's like, people really don't know what it's like to live as somebody who went through all this, unless some of this actually happened, unless they can experience some of this themselves. You know, like the whole skin thing, that's not a thing that happens often. That's rare. Really, especially in his case, that's really rare in his case. He just happened to be the biggest star on earth and have this disease at the same time.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I know he felt a lot of pain from it, but I say that he was still strong through a lot of that. As I said, I don't know too many people who could take all that.
Well, I think that's probably was part of his solitude, just trying to keep the world out and, not talk so much, because you know how media can do. They can misconstrue your words. So he just kept to himself as much as he could. He would do exclusive interviews every now and then, but just try to keep to yourself. And I think that was a smart move.
I agree. Well, with that being said, salute Michael Jackson. These peoples here, I don't know what's going on in their mind, talking about music or whatever, this whole Michael Jackson Prince thing. But, it's all good. Salute both Michael Jackson.
And again,
Prince.
To the super fans of Michael Jackson, I do not dislike him. Don't come for me, please.
Okay. Okay, with that said, we about to be up out of here.
Head of the ground.